Okay, without doing the entry and the leg and everything, I'm just gonna step in, make contact, circle around, step to the side, lop and jut, palm strike to his face. I'm gonna step to the left and do the kick, right? Some people are doing this, and they think this is a strike. You've got delicate bones here, it's not a strike. What this does is when I do this lop, I strike him, I slide down to turn his body. So I can hit him in the kidney. And then again, some people also do this. They step away from that fist and then step back in front. See, pop, right? So when I go to the side, I go around, I'm stepping away from that hand, and I slide down to turn you so I can hit you in the kidney. If I just do this and step back in front and turn around, hit you in the side. And if you're fit, that's not gonna hurt. But if I turn your body and hit you in the kidney, that's gonna hurt. So without doing the entry part, I just step in, I circle around, he pulls his hand back, right? So I'm pulling his hand into my strike. So if this was his head, I'm doing this, see? And I'm doing at the base of the skull, the J pillar. I'm hitting with a cup. I make a cup, so it's like a vacuum suction. So I hit and I step. You don't have to do the kick. In combat, you wouldn't do them both. Push your leg towards me. See? You push me off balance. So in combat, I do one or the other. I do this. If I do the kick, I do a double lock. So from here, I go and I turn his body. So when I hit, let's look on this side. So when I strike you, I slide down to turn. This isn't here and hit. I mean, if he grabs me, I can do this, make you let go. This is delicate, it was a delicate bone, so you don't want to do that. All right, cool. So when you're doing the Wu Sao and Silum Tao, you're not jackknifing the arm like this. You're actually pushing your scapula back and you're moving your elbow back. Sifu, Grandmaster William Chung, used to say back in the days, don't jackknife your arm. So he taught us this. Notice I left that point where my fingertip is. See, so it's not this jackknifing, it's this pulling back. So I'm using my scapula to pull back. So let me borrow you for a second. So if I'm gonna lop him and just use my arm, it's not the same thing, because once this is out, my shoulder is separated from my arm is separated from my body. It's not one piece. I don't have the technical term for it. But from here, I'm using my scapula, so I'm using the whole body to move him. So if I lock him here, I'm using the whole body. So I've locked my scapula back, so my arm and body are one unit, as opposed to it being like move my arm around. So you can move it around like that. Now if I have my elbow, my shoulder back, the body's connected. So when you do that lock, you learn how to pull that scapula back. So when I used to train, he used to have us train with a piece of paper on a wall, do the Wu Sao, and keep the paper pressed against the wall with your scapula. Even as you're going forward, keep the paper pressed against the wall with your scapula. So you're locking that back so you have structure. So if he was real big and I couldn't lock him, I can move around him, right? Because I've locked my arm, and I moved around the target, okay? Okay. Say I block, chew, lock. I can lock with my thumb if I'm the one that's initiating it. See, I can do a thumb block. But if he did a round punch to me with the other hand, I want to do a thumbless lock because I may misjudge and break my thumb. So if I'm defending, I'm going to do a thumbless lock. If I'm attacking with the lock, I can use the whole hand. See, I can use the thumb. So that's the difference in the lock. Lock with that hand. Punch with that hand. Just round punch, right? And I lock you. I got my thumb protected because I can misjudge my thumb. But if I'm initiating a lock, I can use the whole hand like this. It doesn't matter. Okay. Look at my center line, my zipper. So this defines my central line. So I can punch without moving my center. I can punch here, 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 here. So a good example of that is Wing Chun styles that fight square on. If I'm here and you fake that way, they would probably fight square. I hope not. But anyway, say you faked right and went left. Look at that. See? So if I fought, even if I was in the front stance and fought square,
and you went right, I would see. But in our system, I fight side body. So if you fake to the right, see, I hit you here, and then get back into the system. Because this is perfect for a person who's weaving and bobbing. So I can go here and still hit you if you bob. Whereas the other Wing Chun systems, you have to fight from the center, have to turn to face the target, have to turn to face the target. So somebody who's moving around, they're going to be caught out there.